Okay, what are the patterns of behavior from food bank volunteers? It's found in their training, okay, but you do see consistency. I've seen consistency across hundreds of food bank volunteer places. There's some inconsistency, but on the discipline, there's pretty good consistency. Okay, there's a lot of different food banks, of course. Some are shop style, some are like a distribution style. It mainly goes between those two, actually, and different variants of that. They're working with the building that they have. Okay, it's not always perfect how they would want it set up for their distribution, but they work with what they got. And I'm thinking that probably the building's design decides on how they make their layouts, whether shopping style or non-shopping style. The training, though, you see a lot of consistency. They may these people, these volunteers, may come from all kinds of different backgrounds. I don't really keep up on all the backgrounds. I don't really ask. They don't advertise. They don't talk about it. They're just there. Okay, it's just sometimes you may not even be able to tell if it's a volunteer or somebody like me begging for food. Okay, but there's a discipline. All right, a lot of times it's a discipline for like grabby hands. Okay, if you want to grab something, some food banks, they'll say no, you can't touch. Only the volunteer can touch the food and then hand it to you. But there are some that will actually allow you to pull from the shelf. It seems like it's a regional issue. Okay, the type of people who are around, who the culture, some cultures are very grabby. There's some communities that just have a lot of people who are grabby. I noticed that in Woodburn, Oregon, for example. The volunteers, the setup for the food bank there, which is across the street from the library, it may have been able to be a shopping style, but when I was there was at least one lady. She just started grabbing for other people's food. Okay, if you have that in the shop style, that lady would just be filling her pockets full of whatever she wants. And you really, there's good stuff and there's okay stuff for food over there. Okay, there's stuff that everybody's gonna want and stuff that nobody's gonna want. You want to regulate how the stuff that everybody wants is distributed. They generally want to have a good at least 5 volunteers there. It seems, even small or big, you want to have a lot of volunteers there. Sometimes there's places that they may not seem to have enough, but they definitely every 10 feet, even unless you'll run into a volunteer within the confines. They regulate how many homeless or how many beggars, how many people are getting food, how many can come inside. All right, how many can wait in a certain area. All right, they have to really regulate the line, the cattle. They have to, and they'll do that. They'll yell at you. They'll say, get back over there. Don't step over this line. You can't grab this. And they'll be forceful about it, like a librarian, almost like a cop. Cops go overboard, of course. Cops take it to a higher level. Maybe it's the difference between having a gun or not. Some food banks ask for ID and some don't, and it might be state by state. Because I can't recall in Oregon which food banks may have asked for my ID. I don't recall any, and I really haven't been checking off which food banks have and have not. It's something that really I'm not bringing a great study example here by not making more accurate recordings, but not everybody asks for ID. And I don't have problems giving my ID or anything. Why do they have to give ID? It seems it could be because some people lie about how many people are in their family. The volunteer will ask, can I see the IDs for the other people who you're claiming are also getting? But if they're kids, somebody could lie and say they have kids and not bring a kid. Say there's 2 people, and then get extra food from that. There's a problem with abusing the free food distribution. Okay, and asking for ID can kind of help with that. I'm not exactly sure how I haven't gotten any training with. I've mainly been a beggar. The annotating for kids, you want like their birth certificates, I think, is what's, if you can't get an ID, let's see a social security card or a birth certificate for this kid that you're claiming. So not all food bank places will ask for credentials. Everyone will ask you to sign your name in some way. They'll ask for your name in some way. They'll want to record it. It's like a museum. They want you to record your visits at least. Okay. Yeah, I'll stop here.